the property that the county has. The city is desirous of having a 12-inch, not an 8-inch, because it anticipates that growth will occur there. The needs of the county are for an 8 inch as it relates to the Justice Center, but the needs of the city are for a 12-inch. So we would be paying for the upsizing of that sewer line from 8 to 12, and then we would also be paying to do the sewer stubs. The city or the county has said, well, we'd like the city to do this. I believe in consultation with Paul Garbers and looking at what anticipated costs are, that it's a reasonable amount on their part. The end goal is, as we move forward on that street, is to make it into an urban street. And an urban street, from my definition, is where you have, you're going to have, of course, your sewer and your water, you're going to have your storm sewer, you're going to have curb and gutter, and you're going to have appropriate lighting, turn lanes, those sorts of things. And so the county is going to be tomorrow wanting to know from us if we're willing to make a commitment. And I think if we're not willing to make a commitment, then they're going to reshuffle the deck and see where they end up at. But I think it is a reasonable request on their part, and it's something that the city should do. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Understanding that their portion would, with ours, would bring it to the north end of their property.
That's correct.
Is there any questions from the people that live on what, north?
We can't hear him.
Couldn't hear anything he said.
No.
Tell you again, the county has asked for a commitment on behalf of the city to pay for going from an 8-inch line to a 12-inch line. We'd like to have more than an 8-inch line for future development in that area, and we need 12.
And how far?
So that, let me
Okay.
I'll answer all your questions. It would be our intent to build a sewer line from Highway 18 all the way up to the north edge of the county property. And that would be a 12-inch. They told us that our share of that is $629,438. And it's something that we need to do to have development up that road, and it's something that needs to happen as it relates to the Justice Center. The end goal, when we get all done, is to hopefully have an urban street constructed out there. Sewer, water, storm sewer, curb and gutter, commensurate with the building that's being constructed. The county's looking at putting some money into that road, to be frank with you, and then we're going to be looking at other grants that might be available. But the end result is to try to get in what I'm going to call the urban non-blacktop road that we have.
So do we have to pay for that?
It would, well, it depends on your definition of we.
Huh?
If you mean the citizens of Canton versus the individual property owner.
Yeah.
The plan that I'm seeing today is that it would be county funds, state funds, some city funds with no assessment. And I've heard no plans to assess it against the property owners, but I'm not gonna say never is never, but that's not what I'm understanding the plan.
So they widen the road, curb and gutter, fill in all the ditches?
They would do an urban street up to as far as how much money we get, frankly. I think the initial plan is to get it up to Innovation Drive.
Do you have to hook onto the water and the sewer?
You're hooked on to the water now.
I know.
Yeah.
Is there a time frame of any?
State law says that when the sewer is within 200 feet of your property line, you have to hook on.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Will the sewer be on which side of the road?
I don't know.
Don't know yet. Okay.
It's gonna work so you can flush the toilet.
More than likely, it'll be in the center of the road for sanitary.
Thank you.
You have to hook on?
From what it sounds like, and I think you said, Larry, that it doesn't sound like you're gonna have to pay for it. Is that correct? assumption.
that the sewer line and all of that's gonna go in there, I think is gonna be paid from the city fund. There has been no discussion about assessing it against the benefited property owners that live on that street. So I'm gonna tell you that's not gonna happen, but you're not gonna pay all the share of it. As the city looks at recovering its funds and a development is out there, and they may say to each developer, look, your cost to hook on is X, because this costs us a bunch of money.
So that essentially it would take you off your septic and put you on sanitary.
What?
So you had septic on West Road, Northwest Road, because we don't have sanitary on there. So it would take and put you on sanitary is what it was talking about.
So if you decide to move forward, I would recommend that you pass a motion that says Canton commits to the expenditure of $629,438 to pay for part of the cost of the installation of a 12-inch sewer main on West Street, extending to the north edge of the county property. The source of expenditures may be municipal funds, loans, or grants, and must be spent in compliance with state law.
I'll make that motion.
I will.
Second? Do you need a second?
Yes.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? If not, I'll call roll.
Commissioners York.
Aye.
Larson. Aye. Biggers.
Aye.
Garvers.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye. Okay, that concludes that.
Concludes the agenda.
Pardon?
Concludes the agenda.
Yep, and now we'll go back into executive session. South Dakota Codified Law 1-25-2.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioners Larson. Aye. Biggers.
Aye.